So, November 8th, 1997 was a rough day, to say the least, I guess. I remember I came home, I was babysitting that night, and I came home kind of late, and I went downstairs and I gave my parents a hug and a kiss and went to bed, and I was 12. And the next thing I remember is waking up later. There were these blue lights coming into my room, and they woke me up, and I walked over to the window and I looked out the window, and it was an ambulance. And I kind of knew right away something was wrong, and I opened the door to my room, and I walked into the hallway, and my mom was coming up the stairs, and I knew it was my dad. There was a paramedic in the stairwell too, and they had gone downstairs, and she came up. I don't remember if she really said anything, but I knew something, knew it wasn't good. And I remember running across the street to my next door neighbor's house, and I was wearing socks, and it was raining, or it was wet out, and my socks got soaked all the way through, and she gave me another pair of socks, and I put them on, and then I proceeded to run back across the street and soak them through again. My mom went with the ambulance, and my brother and my sister and I stayed home. Her friend was sleeping over, and her mom came to stay with us. I remember pacing in the hallway of the bathroom. There's this really atrocious blue carpet, and it was sinking in between my toes, and I remember 12-year-old self pacing and reiterating it was okay, it was going to be fine, and we had been through this before, and it was okay, it turned out all right. And I feel like I was trying to convince myself that it was going to be the same as it had been before, and it wasn't. So some time had passed, and my mom came home, and she sat us down and told us that he had not made it, and I don't really remember what happened after that. I kind of remember going into the living room, and there was this big framed picture of him holding his French horn and looking very regal. And I picked it up and I put it face down, and I sat on the couch, and we have these big picture windows that I used to love, sitting and looking outside and looking over the neighborhood. And I remember that day there was really nothing to look at, and it was like the first day of the rest of my life.